Hey, welcome back. Today I'm continuing with my Can You Top That topper collection for Never Naked by Jackie. So anytime I make new toppers, I'm just adding them to my Can You Top That topper collection. So today I have 6 polishes to share with you. I wanted to say that I reformulated all of these. Initially they were all either sparse or too dense, and I wanted them to be more sparse. Or some of them were a little bit sparse, or they weren't necessarily sparse, but they needed to have a little bit of glitter placement. I'm going to specify each one as we get to them, but some of them need a little bit of glitter placement, or some of them, because they're sparse and maybe you want it to be more dense, for you to be able to add a second coat. I reformulated them all so that they have as thin a base as possible while still suspending all the glitters. That way, if you wanted to do a second coat or you wanted to do a little bit of glitter placement, you'll be able to do that by adding either a second coat or a little bit of glitter placement without the base getting too thick and gloopy. So they've all been reformulated, like I said. All of them, I think 4 out of the 6 are going to have a dual picture. So my swatch picture, you'll see it'll be 2 pictures on top of each other. The top one will be with 1 coat, and then the second picture will be either with a second coat or with a little bit of glitter placement. So I wanted you to see how it can be worn both ways. And at the end, I will include any pictures of when I've worn them. Okay, so any pictures that I've worn them with. Okay, so the first one is called Ants in My Pants. And this one is a black speckled polish. It's just one size, little tiny black speckles, and this one I'm wearing today. This is called Ants in My Pants. So when I initially wore this, it was very dense, and I wanted it to be a lot more sparse so that it can really look like just little speckles. I wanted this to really be a speckled polish, and this, you guys, really does look like little ants on the nails. I really love this one. So this one, again, my picture is going to show 1 coat, and then you can build it up in 2 coats. Now, I'm going to show a picture at the end, the first time I wore this, and that was the original formula. That was when it was very opaque. With this formula, that picture that you're going to see, it's where I wore it over a yellow Essie. I did a twin with Lisa. That picture, if you wanted it to look like that, you would just need to do 2 coats. So this one is Ants in My Pants, and I really love this one. Okay, this one is called Over the Rainbow, and this one is just a bunch of rainbow hollows. Really beautiful. I love this one. And this one is sparkly. This one is matte, and this one is sparkly hollow. This one has a really nice formula. It comes off a little bit sparse, but it very nicely builds with 2 coats without being thick. So if you wanted it more on the sparse side, you would just do 1 coat, and if you wanted it to be a little more opaque, not opaque, but more opaque, you would just do 2 coats. And like I said, it builds up nicely without being thick and gloopy. And this one is called Over the Rainbow. I really, really like this one. Okay, the next one I have is called Mermaid Melody. Now this one has purple and aqua shreds, and then it has purple glitters, and then it has smaller aqua hollow. So it's got shreds that are metallic, and then it has metallic glitters, and then it has fine aqua hollow. So this one, because it has different glitters and sizes, this one is a little more tricky. The shreds, you do have to kind of manipulate a little bit. So this one, my swatch pictures show 1 coat, and then a second coat of where I did a little bit of glitter placement on the shreds. So what I was finding was happening with this one is the shreds were either sticking to the brush, so the shreds were coming out on the brush, but then when I would place it down, the shreds were sticking to the brush, or the shreds, when I would pull them out, were sticking to the neck of the bottle. So some of them came out nicely and they went down on the nails. And then a couple of the nails, I did have to do a little bit of placement with the shreds. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I want to be 100% transparent. This one, I don't know if I told you it was called. This one is Mermaid Melody. So this one, I'm going to show you a picture. I wore this a little bit ago and shared with you guys on my Instagram. I'm going to share that picture, and that was just one thin coat. I really didn't do any fishing for that one, but my swatch picture, you'll see the two pictures. One is regular and then one is, you know, doing a little bit of glitter placement. And that is Mermaid Melody. All right, the next one, this one is has matte gray, and then it has matte periwinkle. Now this one is another one that is a little bit tricky. When you pull it up on your brush, I was finding that either a lot of glitters weren't coming on the brush or a ton of glitters were coming on the brush, but the glitters were sticking to the brush. Again, it was kind of like, which one was it? I think it was this one where I said they were sticking to the brush a little bit. This one sticks to the brush a little bit, or they're hard to get out. So this one I really had to reformulate so that it would be able to withstand 2 coats so that you can really get a nice amount of glitters on this one. So this one I ended up calling a Peri Gray Day. So Peri, like very, but Peri for periwinkle, and then gray, T, great for gray day. I know, not the most clever original, but this one is really cute. So this one, my pictures show just 1 coat, and then the second one is with 2 coats. And then some of them you do have to, because like I said, for some reason this one, they really want to stick to the brush. So some of them you have to kind of manipulate to come off your brush. But this one I think is a fun mix of colors. And these ones are matte. All right, now this next one, I actually made this polish like 2 years ago and I just never put it out. This one is called Mint Navy Chip, and it's a mint. It's got little tiny mint glitters, matte, and then it's got little tiny navy glitters, matte. And then it has just the tiniest bit of aqua sparkle, but you really don't see the aqua sparkle. It's not a sparkle polish by any means. It's definitely a matte polish. You don't really see the sparkle at all unless you're out directly in sun. And even then, it's not full on sparkly. It's just like a tiny little bit of, like a tiny smattering of, ooh, a little fun, like surprise sparkle. But it's not sparkly by any means. But I just don't want you to be surprised if you're out in the sun and you see like a little tiny bit of aqua sparkle. So this one I didn't reformulate. This one is actually more on the opaque side, and I contemplated reformulating it to make it a little more like sparse, but I really liked it. So this one is more opaque. You only need 1 coat. My pictures show 1 coat. I'm going to show this on its own, and then at the end you'll see how I wore it over a mint, and it was beautiful. I loved it that way. And so this is Mint Navy Chip. All right, and the last one, this is called Spangled, and this is a red, white, and blue. So it's got red in 2 different sizes, white in 2 different sizes, and blue in 1 size. Now this one, I'm gonna be 100% honest. So this one, when I pulled it out, you know, as I'm doing my nails, when I pull the brush out, it gets a nice amount of glitter, a decent amount of glitter, but the blues, for some reason, the blues stick to the brush and they will not come out. Or as you're pulling them out, they stick to the bottle. So on the first swipe, you're gonna see my, this one I only showed 1 swatch picture, but it ended up being so on the first swipe, the blue didn't come out on any of the nails. It had a good amount of white and red, and then I had to do a little bit of glitter placement for all the blues. So my swatch picture only shows with all 3 colors, but just keep in mind that I did have to do a little bit of glitter placement to get the blues to come off because they were sticking to the brush. They were coming out, but they were sticking to the brush. So what I did is I did the first coat with the red and white, and then as I was pulling out for the second coat, I kind of let them drag onto the neck of the bottle so that I wasn't really getting a lot of base, but I was taking the base off and letting the blues stick to the neck of the bottle. And then I was going back in and pulling out the blues and then just doing like a little bit of glitter placement. So this one is called Spangled. And this one I thought would be nice for Memorial Day coming up, and also 4th of July. All right, you guys, so what I'm gonna do is link my Instagram down below, Never Naked by Jackie. And then as you're watching this, as I'm uploading this video, I will go to my Instagram and I'll start uploading all of these onto my Instagram. And then if you want to place an order for anything, if you've never ordered from me before, you go to my Instagram, Never Naked by Jackie, not Nurse Jackie. Go to Never Naked by Jackie, and then you give me your full name and address, and then your PayPal email. You place your order, and then after I've made your polishes and I've weighed everything to include shipping, I will send you an invoice that includes the cost of everything, the polishes, shipping, taxes, all that stuff. And then I'll send you an invoice, and once you've paid, I will pop it in the mail. If you guys have any questions about anything, leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.